Want to hear a more diverse perspective on art? Tune in to Speaking of Art, the official podcast of Sharjah Art Foundation, featuring conversations with some of the most prominent artists and curators from Asia, Africa, and around the world. Listen to Speaking of Art wherever you get your podcasts.
Reaffirms his assurance that the recently witnessed power cuts is under control.
The obligation as of end November, which was due by end December, was 19.3 million, of which 15 has, as of today, been paid, leaving an outstanding of, I believe, 4 million.
In business,
International Monetary Fund reschedules board meeting on Ghana to this Friday as members push for more time to scrutinize country's documents. Details on the Joy Business Report.
And later, brother of late President Atta Mills warns Kokwa Nyido and cautions that the calls for autopsy results report that he said should be resurfaced should stay away from it. These are more coming up with me, Mami Esinyamiche Thompson. Now, some Ghanaians are expressing doubt about the ability of the Black Stars to end the country's 42-year-old Afcon trophy drought after the senior national team lost to Cape Verde in the first Group B match on Sunday. Many of the fans who trooped to a viewing centre at Osu were optimistic that the Black Stars would win their first match and bolster their chances of lifting the trophy, but they were left disappointed as Ghana lost by 2-1 goal margin. Maxwell Agbawa was there and now reports.
The excitement at the Sierra viewing centre at Osu before the match.
Sure, I want to win by 2 goals to 1.
For some of them, they were full of pessimism.
Like, as you know, Black Stars, they don't have anything good to offer the country. Honestly, me personally, I'm just expecting a loss. They will lose.
Oh, wait, before I go. Are you Ghanaian?
I'm a Ghanaian, fully Ghanaian.
We are Ghanaian.
Me a Ghanaian, I be Ghanaian.
Cape Verde drew first blood in the 17th minute. The crowd was raptured into a state of excitement when Ghana equalized in the 56th minute through a goal by Alexander Jiku. But Cape Verde scored again in the 92nd minute, making it 2-1 against Ghana. The game ended and the blame game started.
So disappointed. It's very disgraceful. Playing against Cape Verde, your first match, and losing this horrible lose is so bad.
They just pick up the players from anywhere they find them play football and they bring them in to come and play. No, they are not going to make any impact. They are not going to make any impact.
Go carry that one guy come. One guy in the
Who is the technical advisor of this Black Star team? That's my question. Who is the technical advisor of this team?
Oh, they actually did well, but then I actually expected more from them, but I was quite disappointed.
Well, you heard that, but the Black Stars coach himself, Chris Hughton, says the entire team is disappointed with the results of the match.
We are hugely disappointed with the result, and I know this group of players also know how our public, the Ghanaian people, see this game, see this tournament, and our expectations going into this one. And it's one that says it's a defeat that we're hugely disappointed with.
You heard Black Stars coach Chris Hughton. Now, information available to Joy News indicates that security has been intensified on Ghana's border with Cote d'Ivoire following intelligence about a planned terrorist attack during the Africa Cup of Nations. The security alert states that the terrorist group intends to infiltrate Cote d'Ivoire through Ghana's borders and disguise themselves as football supporters by wearing replica jerseys of the Burkinabe national team. Prime targets of these potential attacks include shopping centers, nightclubs, hotels, restaurants, among other crowded places. My colleague Muftal Nabila is in Cote d'Ivoire and has details of the increased security on Ghana's western borders.
On our way here to Abidjan for the African Cup of Nations, security, especially along the Elugu border was quite tight, where security actually told us that they were not going to allow us to move alone until we had police escort. So along the line, the police escort came, and when we were on our way, we got to a point and they even beefed up more security. The police escort was increased to 2 cars. We had soldiers also join us on the road.
Muftar Nabila there in Ivory Coast. Now, well, it's not all gloom, at least not for the multimedia group, as Joy Sports editor Gary L. Smith is named Journalist of the Year at the 48th Sport Writers Association of Ghana SWAG, now held other weekend at the Accra International Conference Center. The SWAG Awards is the longest-running professional award scheme in Ghana's history, having been first held in 1975. Listen to Gary after he was presented with the award.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner for the SWAG Journalist of the Year, Gary L. Smith.
SWAG commends Gary L. Smith for his commitment to excellence and his invaluable contributions to the world of sports journalism.
I'd like to thank God for life, for strength. 13 months ago, I had a serious issue in Qatar where you might have been marking 1 year of my death by now. As I collapsed at the World Cup and I was in the ICU for 12 days. But God is good, He's been faithful, and here we are. So thank you to God first of all. And then to my family.
Congratulations, Gary, from us here at the Multimedia Group. Now, government has initiated the process of settling the outstanding debt of $19.3 million owed to independent power producers in the energy sector, with $15 million already paid. This development follows concerns about intermittent power cuts in parts of the country, raising fears of a potential doomsday. Executive Director of the African Center for Energy Policy, Ben Boachi, has urged government to consider implementing load-shedding measures to safeguard power plants.
They couldn't go to the shadow maintenance because we're just doing the politics with it. Right? And it's the same thing we are doing today. Right? What we are supposed to do is to make sure that plants go on the shadow maintenance, they are working as they should, and we are not stressing them. If you have to shed the load. Don't keep plant working more than it's supposed to deliver.
Well, Deputy Energy Minister Andre Japamesa says government has begun clearing the debt owed the independent power producers.
In total, some 15 million has been paid. And as far as I know, the December bill is not due yet. Okay, and so that cannot be factored as part of the obligation. The obligation as of end November, which was due by end December, was 19.3 million, of which 15 has, as of today, been paid, leaving an outstanding of, I believe, 4 million, which we are working to pay sometime next week, because there's been email correspondence with respect to how we pay that money.
Away from that, a member of staff at the office of the Vice President who died in a road crash over the weekend, Mumuni Husseini, has been buried according to Islamic traditions. Mumuni died on Saturday on the Accra-Kumasi highway from an accident involving a vehicle in the Second Lady's convoy. Samira Balmia escaped unhurt. In a post on Facebook, the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Balmia, said Husseini was a hardworking member of the Closed Protection Unit at his office. Now, the brother of the late President John Evans Atta Mills is asking his former aide and president of the Atta Mills Institute, Koko Anyido, to back off from exploiting emotions following his demand for the late president's autopsy report. Samuel Atta Mills acknowledges the report's public availability and questions the insistence by Koko Anyido during a meeting with the Duma clan of Akonfo President Akufo-Addo at the Jubilee House.
The autopsy report, just as a bit in a Mosaka. Is there a reason for it?
One of the siblings, the MP for KE, Samuel Atta Mills, said that he was given an autopsy report. And so if he has the autopsy report for us to see, that's
the official documentation.
Yeah, public
record. It should be part of the public record. Yeah. We'll have to find out how to proceed on that.
However, Samuel Atta Mills, the late president's brother, is warning Koko Anyido to back off that request.
NPP and Koko Anyido, if you don't have anything to campaign on, please leave the peaceful professor to rest in peace. Anybody with average intelligence knows that you cannot bury a president without an autopsy report.
And that's how we end the bulletin. In our top story, Ghanaians expressed doubt about the ability of the Black Stars to end the country's 42-year-old Afcon trophy drought after the senior national team lost to Cape Verde in the first Group B match. I am Amia Sinyamisha Thompson. Business is next on the Super Morning Show.